was a bit scared of opening up to my parents because of the fact I thought they would be disapproved. Not because I was not right in my religion, I thought they probably just disapproved.
It's entirely up to them. It's between them and God, between them and Allah, what they do in their own personal conduct. But the injunctions are there and they are clear. But it's for them to understand. You should always talk to everybody, and you should be. I mean, no matter what society you live in, that you should talk to people of all faiths or of no faiths. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, and integrate and speak, etc., etc. It is how you as a Muslim would let other people know about Islam. How would you let anybody know about Islam, the beauty of Islam, if you isolate and you separate yourself? That is not how the Prophet ever did.
Before I couldn't. When I was not practicing Islam, I couldn't. It's only Islam gave me the confidence to speak to my parents. Is because, like, for example, like when I wasn't practicing before, when I wanted to get married, I couldn't go to them and say I want to get married to a different race or different nationality. But when I started practicing Islam, I found that yes, Islam allows us to marry whom we want, like different nationality and different race. So that made it easier for me to go to my parents because I knew I'm in the right. So that made me easier to go and speak to my parents. But before, as a culture reason, I couldn't. It was hard to go and speak to my parents.
In some ways, yes, it may be, because especially if you just recently start practicing, then it becomes difficult if you come from a non-practicing background. But if you do know your deen, your religion, the way of Islam, and you've been brought up to follow it in that manner, and you have good examples at home from your parents, if you've got older siblings, sisters, etc., aunts, then it becomes slightly more easier. Especially if you have a support network, if people around you themselves are practicing, then it makes life a lot easier for you.
I understand better. I practice my deen, so it makes sense to me. These things that my parents restricted me for doing before, why they did, it makes sense for me. You know, it makes sense, a lot of sense.
As long as you know what Islam teaches you and what you should and you shouldn't do, then it's quite easy.